Alright, hello everybody, it's time for the June tour. Today is the 28th of June, and just kind of walk around and show you what's going on here. Today is the 28th of June, and just kind of walk around and show you what's going on here. This is the peach tree. It went through a drop where it dropped some of the excess peaches, but it's still got quite a few on. We are still fighting this, whatever is causing my peaches to do that. We're fighting that yet. And over here we've got my glads, and the marigold plants are in here. They're doing fairly well. We are fighting the Japanese beetles on here. I am picking them off by hand every day. You can see one right there. Usually they like bright sunny days more so than this, but I just pick them off like that and dump them into this vat of dishwater. But I did get around to weeding underneath of them and putting the mulch down. We got the strawberries all weeded and the mulch down for them. Still have got these two weeded, but I haven't put the mulch down yet. This is what the Japanese beetles do to the grape leaves. If you don't, we are really infested with them. Blackberries are starting to turn, so not as many as I would have hoped for, but they're doing better than what they did last year. Probably have to, thinking about adding another row of blackberries in here for next year. Thinking about it. The plum tree, it's just got one little plum hanging on. The rest have all dropped. Notice the table is gone, and this is what I decided to do with the picnic table. Very patriotic, red, white, and blue. But it kind of adds to it out here. I got the po beans planted underneath here. They're just coming up. I may have to replant again. It's just like I've only got 3 coming up right so far, and I was hoping for more, because I planted like every 2 inches apart. They were older seeds, so I really planted hard, heavy, but this I may have to plant again. Asparagus is doing fine. It's past the stage of eating, and now it's just reproducing for next year. We've got green tomatoes on here. The spinach is gone. It's going to seed now. A watermelon, it's doing well. The one plant is going really nicely. This little watermelon here is just starting to take off. The herb has gone to seed. I still think it's pretty. Okra's finally taken off. I've got corn planted in here that I just planted. You can just see where they're coming up. There's quite a few weeds in here. I don't usually weed until the corn is up because those weeds and that corn look an awful lot alike until the corn gets the second true leaves on it. I moved all these out underneath this tree because they were just getting too much sun and they were going to seed. Probably going to have to pull these out and put new ones in. I hung the basket out here, the parsley and the which one is this? I'm not for sure which that is. I think it's oregano, but I don't. It's either that or thyme. Doesn't really smell. Here's my other po beans and a cucumber up the center. It's supposed to be going up the center. It's kind of came over to this side. I keep trying to trail up this, and I've even used ties to tie it, and it still keeps falling back down. The beans are doing wonderful. We've got 7 pints off of them so far, and looks like they're ready to be picked again. On this side, we have the butternut squash. I think there's 6 of them on here last count. So that's just off this one plant. There's 2 more plants over there. I'm really pleased with the way the leeks are doing. I said this is the first time I've grown those. The beets are doing well. Broccoli, it's just this hot spell really took a toll on it, and it just went straight to seed. Over here we have the pumpkin plant. It was very active with bees the other day. They were just really enjoying it. But I haven't seen any female flowers on here yet. All I've seen has been males. So I'm still waiting for this to produce some fruit. There's the sweet corn that I planted. And I got a volunteer watermelon here in between them, which I'm going to just leave because it's on this side. The pumpkin's on that side, so shouldn't be a problem this year. If I try to save seeds of the pumpkin, then it could be a problem. It could be cross-pollination. There's a few peas in there, but not many. Over here, I have a cantaloupe plant. In fact, there's 3 of them, which aren't doing too bad. This one kind of got attacked by the raccoons. It had a little, oh, there it is. It has a, cantaloupe on it, very small. But I didn't get any of the peas. They were just ready to harvest. There wasn't going to be much anyway because they didn't come up too well. But the raccoons got into them and just literally tore up all the pods and pulled the plants up and did a number on them. Took them off the trellis and really destroyed the peas, at least for the spring season for us. Over here I have the bib lettuce and the kale and the cabbage and supposed to be oh yeah, some broccoli and some beets. We've used up all the radishes that were in the center here, and I haven't replanted anything yet. There's one radish yet that's gone to seed that I missed. And then the onions. Alright, let's go into the greenhouse and see what's going on here. We've got the cucumbers have really taken off. And I've got them trained to go up on this string. We have beets and we have lettuce on the edge here. We have the zucchini plant back here in the corner, which we've gotten a few zucchinis off of already. Broccoli looks like it's starting to put up a little head. Kale's behind it. Have a watermelon here, and then we have the Swiss chard, the basil. Down on the second shelf I had lettuce and beets, but we've pretty much used all of it up and it's pretty much gone past its prime. I have the yellow squash, which we've had a few squashes off of already. And over here are the tomatoes, which are ones in the back are on those strings, and ones in the front are on the curly cute stakes. And we've got a bunch of tomatoes turning green. We've got 3 different varieties in here. We've got a beefsteak, a hybrid, and a celebration, I think. And then the cherry tomatoes. We've got the giant German radishes in front of them with 2 peppers in the back and red lettuce on this border. Over here we also have an eggplant, which is starting to bloom. And there's another little eggplant underneath there that just never really took off. It got hit by flea beetles really bad at the beginning. But as you can tell, the greenhouse is pretty much of a jungle. It's doing wonderful in here. I'm opening it every day so that it gets some airflow and then closing it at night. So this is what it's looking like in the greenhouse in end of June. Now we'll go out to the other garden. But we're going to try this camera. We're going to visit the balcony garden and see how it's doing. The herbs are doing okay. I wish they would have done better, but I haven't really fertilized them like they should. So today I did the fertilizing. The Swiss chard and the kale is doing well. The tomato plant isn't doing too bad. Not as good as the ones in the greenhouse, but it's doing well. The little pepper plant's doing okay. The spinach got too hot and it bolted, so I put in some bunching onions. We'll see if those will grow there. The broccoli rabe is still hanging in there. It didn't take off like I was hoping, but it's the first year I've tried it. And I haven't tried it out in the garden yet, but it's the first year. We'll learn. I had a little disaster in this area. A bird got in here and took out some of my bib lettuce. So I planted some new in today. And on this side I had the black leaf Simpson, and the bird took it out too. So I planted some more black leaf Simpson plus some red lettuce in it. And they put this just to scare the birds away, but as you can see, it's got its nest up in the corner. So I don't think this did much good this year. Now, let's go visit the rest of the garden. Okay, we looked at the vegetable garden. Now let's look at the flowers. We've got the hosta blooming. Nice little pretty little flower. The white stelby still blooming. And the red ones are still blooming. The corbels, they don't put out much of a bloom, but they have some. The daylilies are still blooming up nicely. The rose isn't blooming much right now. The hostas over here are blooming. They're blooming. We got some orange type daylilies back here. Kind of orangey color. The irises are still nice and green, storing up energy for next year. My petunias are doing well. This yucca's done blooming. Water lily is absolutely going crazy. Roses need to be deadheaded again. This is a large, I'm not even sure why it is. It has big white blooms. Very, very pretty. You can see where it's just starting to bloom out. Okay. Hi, Tigger. Okay, I finally put in the squash on this planter. And I have actually harvested a few already out here. And it looks like I've got another one growing. Now, this is the first year I have done the yellow squash and the zucchini in the containers. And it's the first year I haven't had stem borers in them. So I will be doing them in containers from now on. My petunias managed to survive being dug out a couple of times by the raccoons. The flower angel garden is starting to fade away. The white ones, the red ones have faded and just left the seed pods. Now I usually leave these on because the birds like them. We have a pumpkin plant here. Then the zucchini plant, which has a zucchini on it right now, forming. And my pumpkin plant has a pumpkin forming up there. And we have little cherry tomatoes on the tomato plant. Let's see, the corbels are blooming. The hostas. Daylilies here are already bloomed and are finished. And I got more hostas back there. I didn't replant the basil at the top after the raccoon pulled it out. And I also did not replant the tarragon after it got pulled out. Everything else is doing alright. I did not repot the two plants on the side either. Raccoons kind of won out this year on that. The asters have really grown. I've cut back the spearmint at least twice now. Bee balms are beautiful. I've got bee balms, red ones, and you can see it is loaded. Okay, the bee balms, you can see see that the bees are just having a ball with them today. Everywhere you look, there's bees. And I got purple ones. And the red ones. Look at that beautiful bee. Isn't it gorgeous? Then we got the purple ones over here. There don't seem to be as many bees on the purple ones. They seem to like the red ones better. The rose bushes. We gotta deadhead them again. Seems like we spent a lot of time deadheading rose bushes. Even the little one over here has finally bloomed. Oh, look at that little delicate. So pretty. My hollyhock hasn't bloomed yet, but it's getting ready to. There's supposed to be coneflowers in here, but haven't seen them yet. But we got some bees on this one over here, in the purple. Yep, there we go. Alright. Now, continue back this way. We have a sumac tree that's getting ready to bloom. My sunflowers are starting to take off growing. And of course, we got the daylilies back here. These are the bright orange ones. And then in the shade garden, we have the asparagus. We didn't harvest this one this year because it needs, as you can see, it needs to grow a little bit more before we can start harvesting it. The basil. A little bit of rosemaries and the sage. Over here we have the oregano and the dill, which you can see. Got a big hosta in here. The thyme is doing well. And the lemon balm. And then over here we have the lavender that I planted from seed and the spearmint that I planted from seed. Alright. We're being followed by the garden cat. Come on, Taffy. Say hi, Taffy. Okay. Need to get that fixed. Alright, back here we have this little garden that I'm working on that the raccoons got into. You can see a few of the plants have survived. They're not doing great. I may have to get in here and give them some fertilizer and stuff. Didn't help that the raccoons dug them out twice. Okay, this little area, we got a really pretty colored daylily. It's more a peach color. It's very pretty. Going to have to spray for mosquitoes again. These daylilies have pretty much died out. I'm not for sure what went on there. Oh, yeah, I don't know what went on there. Okay, back here, this I got to clean out yet. We have the daylilies back here. These are just regular daylilies. Nothing special about them. The stubbies back here, just about played out. The little pretty yellow flowers that were here earlier, they're gone. And we've got daylilies back here. Pretty little yucca plant over there. And I haven't seen any blooms yet from where we broadcasted the plants earlier. But the whole area is growing up. So we're just going to have to wait and see if we actually have any pretty wildflowers back here. Mosquitoes, on the other hand, are really bad. So I'm going to have to spray again. But it's supposed to rain all weekend. All week, all the way up until Friday. So I doubt I'll be spraying until probably next weekend. I'd like to get it done before the 4th so we can enjoy the backyard a little bit for the 4th of July. So that pretty much concludes the tour of the flowers. I got some pretty little yellow wildflowers growing on this side. I have no idea what they are. They're little wildflowers that just come up in the edge of the woods. But they're pretty. Yep. Oh. And that's about it. This other section here, I've been trimming it down, but I really haven't had much. The daylilies in it are also doing this. I'm not sure why. I'll have to clean them out, get all the dry stuff out, and see what happens. But I have to put more flowers in here. Those irises didn't do very well. I think it's a little too shady. And the bushes are already bloomed and done with. And I have another darker daylily here. And that's pretty much it as far as the June blooms. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, think about subscribing, hitting the bell icon to let you know when I'm going to be on next. And remember to dream big. Bye.